Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to another Lunch with Lisa. I'm Lisa Warnick. I am the author of The Simplicity of Self Healing. It is a book that I wrote after healing myself from cancer by taking my power back, by learning to listen to my own inner guidance. So today I want to talk about, are you giving up your own inner guidance? Are you betraying your own inner guidance in order to keep other people happy? I see this happen a lot. I can't tell you the number of times that someone has come to me asking for assistance, and they've told me the story of, I never really wanted to do, or I don't want to do chemo, or I don't want to do radiation, or I don't want to have my body parts cut out, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's going to make my family, my friend, the people around me are going to feel better if I do what the medical model tells me to do. And to this I say, we really, really, as humanity, we really need to look at this pattern, because the world around us is set up to govern our behavior, right? The entire world is set up in governments, govern men, governments to dictate our behavior, to govern our behavior. And this is a massive, massive, massive problem, because we are grand beings of light. God, prime creator, source, whatever word you want to use, created us from love, from excitement, from enthusiasm, and created us with everything we need to thrive, to be healthy and happy. He created this entire planet, this earth, as a Garden of Eden that has everything we need. And when we live in harmony with all life, following our own organic intelligence, we thrive, we prosper. But this hasn't, that's the divine design. The divine design is for us to thrive and prosper. But the divine design has been hijacked and usurped and replaced by governing sources, whether it's religion, government, education, whatever other ones there are, the medical model, all designed to push us in a direction that they want us to go. So as humanity, the vast majority, probably 99.9% of us, have learned to give up our power. We have learned to override our own intuition. I remember being 2 years old, being fully connected to source, going to bed at night and just basking in this field of unconditional love and light. But then and at that point in time, I could see all the wars on the planet. I could see why all the wars were being created over whose God was better than whose, and whose religion, whether the religion is the government, whether it's, whatever that is. We have been divided and separated as humans, and we have been disconnected from our own inner knowing. So when I hear somebody tell me, I never wanted to do that, but I did it for my family, or I don't want to do this because but I'm going to do it anyway to make my family or those around me feel more comfortable. This is a real problem because when our inner guidance is telling us something, if we don't listen to that, we always end up in trouble, right? How many times I had that little voice in my head or that little nudge like, doesn't feel right, but I'm going to do it anyway because I don't want to get in trouble, or I don't want to make waves, or nobody else is going to understand me, or I want to make everybody around me feel better. Every single time I did that, I regretted it. Always there was why didn't I listen to that inner voice? The inner voice is the voice of our soul. The soul is directly interconnected with God itself. The inner voice is God. The inner voice is our own divinity that never steers us wrong. When I found myself facing cancer, the thought of chemo or radiation or having body parts cut off was like, yeah, no. It was like my inner voice was screaming. I thought it was fear at the time. I thought I was afraid of chemo and all of those things. I had to distill what was actually happening inside until I realized that was my higher intelligence screaming at me, my soul going, don't do that. You have a different path. So at the time, it was really, really uncomfortable for me. It was like, I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know how to heal myself from this terrible enemy that I was facing. But I forced myself, meaning I chose to sit quietly and go within. I chose to get my mind quiet enough so that I could actually hear what was trying to be said through my inner voice. And once I was able to actually hear and grok what the message was, it was like, oh, I'm not being attacked by anything. My body is doing exactly what it's designed to do. My higher intelligence kicked in and I could see the picture clearly of what was going on. And it was not what I was being told by the external world. The external world was telling me, oh my God, you got to do this thing because otherwise you're going to die. Blah. And there was a lot of fear in those messages. And it's really, really easy to acquiesce to our fears. But in acquiescing to our fears, we just keep perpetuating more fear. We keep perpetuating the suffering. And we keep precluding excluding, ignoring our higher intelligence. We miss the most divine message of them all that comes from inside. So are you betraying your inner knowing in order to please other people? Does your inner knowing say, yeah, I really don't want to do this thing, but I'm going to do it anyway because I want everybody else to think that I'm doing the right thing. I want other people to feel good about my decision. Okay, if the people around us don't respect our decisions, that's something that needs to be looked at. We cannot continue to allow other people to influence our decisions because en masse, this is what's going on the planet. Other people who want to be in control are influencing everybody else's decisions. And we are in a massive pickle boat. We are in a state of worldwide catastrophe and dis-ease because we are allowing a small group of people to make all the decisions for us. And it's not working out to our advantage. In case you hadn't noticed, newsflash. But in order to change it, in order to recreate heaven on earth, this beautiful paradise that we have been given, earth is literally a paradise. But like the old song says, they've paved paradise and put up a parking lot and a whole bunch of buildings to boot. And now we think that there's stuff wrong with the planet, that there are things wrong with the climate, things, all kinds of things that are wrong. What's wrong is that we've given up our own inner guidance. We're no longer living in co-creation with our creator, who created all of this from love, with divine intelligence, with every last detail accounted for, to allow us to thrive on this planet. So our consciousness has now degraded, moved so far away from the divine design that we're no longer receiving direct information from source. Well, let me put this another way. We're always receiving direct information from source, but we're not listening to it. We're ignoring it. We're doing what we're told rather than what's in our hearts. So I'm going to ask again, what's in your heart? What is your inner knowing telling you? If you are finding yourself in a state of dis-ease, where you think that there's something wrong with your body, that's the programming talking. That's other people telling you that there's something wrong with you. I guarantee you 100%, 1000%, if there's such a thing, that there's absolutely nothing wrong with anybody's body. Our bodies are doing exactly what Creator created them to do. They're not malfunctioning. In probably 90 to 95% of the things that we think are wrong with us, Those are actually signs that the body is healing itself. Healing is a process of reconstructing. Reconstructing anything is a disruptive process. If you go to reconstruct your home, you have to deconstruct and then reconstruct. It's messy, it's noisy, it's dirty, but it's for a purpose, to build it better, to upgrade, to up level. Your body goes through the exact same process. The bacteria inside your body, that's your built-in on-call, 24-hour on-call construction crew that builds and takes away and constructs and reconstructs on command. Our bodies are not malfunctioning. The inner guidance that is always guiding us to health and happiness is not being paid attention to. When we are not paying attention to our energy, to our thoughts, to our emotions, to our beliefs, we start suffering because everybody else has taught us what to believe, what to do, what to feel, what to think. And we have disconnected from God's source intelligence itself. When we are disconnected, when we are not listening, dis-ease is the only option. Suffering is the only option. So when I chose not to go the medical route for my healing, because they don't actually offer healing, they only offer remission, which is simply a break in the action till the action starts up again. I wasn't interested in having the action start up again in any way, shape, or form. I wanted the action to be gone from my reality forever, because that was not the story that I was going to tell. I'm here to tell a story of health, vibrant, radiant health, happiness, living in peace and harmony with all of creation. That's the story I want to tell. And I cannot tell that story if I'm just trying to please or placate other people around me. And if I have surrounded myself with other people around me who do not respect my opinion, who do not respect my choices, it's a problem. I have a very small family, but the majority of the small family that I do have, they do not respect my choices. They don't see things the same way I do. Therefore, I spend very little time with them. I choose to surround myself with people who are who actually respect my choices. They don't have to agree with my choices, but they allow me the flexibility of making my own decisions without trying to make me wrong, without trying to counteract me, without trying to fear me into making a decision that pleases them instead. So, and if I had just done the thing that we're supposed to do, I wouldn't probably be here speaking to you at this moment. I would probably be dead, because I knew beyond the shadow of a doubt that that was going to take me so far off my path, that I would be so internally devastated by that action that I would have literally just chosen to leave. But by choosing to take my own path, choosing to follow my own inner guidance no matter what, that inner guidance led me right back to health. It helped me to see through the illusion of disease. It actually set me free from the entire medical model. I don't have any interaction with the medical model at all, period, in any way, shape, or form anymore. Now, we're a tree to fall on me and I had, multiple laceration, yeah, maybe I would probably, if my organs had been punctured by the tree falling on me, yeah, I would really love to have a surgeon around. You know, this is not to demonize the entire medical model. But when it comes to my health, I do not need anyone else to help me heal because my body is not the problem. My body is always returning to blueprint. My job is to manage the non-physical parts of me. My job is to follow my own inner guidance, which is listening to God source itself, listening to my higher intelligence, listening to the messages coming directly from my soul, which are always guiding me on my own path to well-being. So are you following your own inner guidance? Part of this is being able to discern for ourselves if we are okay or not. I cannot tell you how many times, well, it happens all the time, right? Oh, I have to go for my annual checkup. Why? Who says? Well, because I have to find out if there's anything going on in there. You can't just tune in. You have the ability to tune in and discern for yourself. You can feel if there's something going on in there. You can notice if you've got a whole bunch of stuff going on in your thought space. That's where your health comes from. It doesn't come from your body. You've got to have all of the parts and pieces of yourself in alignment. Your body is the physical part. You have multiple non-physical parts. Your job is to manage the non-physical parts so that your physical part can be healthy and aligned. If your non-physical parts are not aligned, if your mind is not aligned with your soul, that's the problem. Your body is simply showing you where your mind and your soul are not on the same page. And there is no doctor and no pill in all of creation that can help you with that. That's your job. So what is it that you are doing to bring yourself back into alignment? Are you able to discern for yourself without having to have external validation from some doctor or some test that you're okay? This would be a really great place to start if you're having trouble deciphering for yourself. You get to choose if you are okay or not. You get to choose your own state of well-being. Nobody can choose it for you. Nobody can manage your state of well-being, no matter how much the medical model wants you to believe that, no matter how they try to sell it on TV. You are in charge of you. You are responsible for you. You are not responsible for anybody else's happiness. So if you are making choices based on somebody else's idea or somebody else's comfort zone, this is your opportunity right here, right now, to take a look at that. If this is triggering you, great. It's showing you where you're rubbing up against something that's not yours. Are you willing to look at it? And are you willing to take your power back? Are you willing to stand in your own power? Are you willing to tune inward and seek your well-being from within? Because when you do this, you become far more powerful than any other being on the planet or any other pill on the planet. Your light, when you can shine your light, when all of the parts and pieces of yourself are in alignment, your light radiates from within. But when you're focused out there in the world and trying to dance around to do the right thing and make other people happy, there is no way that your light can shine bright. Can't happen. Because this too is the divine design. Either you are standing fully within yourself and your own consciousness. That's where the light comes from. If not, your light starts to dim. And this is dis-ease. So are you willing to stand in your own power and start co-creating with the divine itself? Or are you going to continue to give your power away to the system, to other people? The choice is yours. This is your life. You get to tell the story of your life. Only you can do that. And when you take your power back and you start to see how the systems of the world are set up to govern our behavior, you start to step out of the systems. And you start to govern your own behavior. And you start to respect your own decisions. You start tuning in to the inner guidance coming directly from source. And that guidance never steers you wrong. But you have to relearn how to trust yourself. You have to make a choice to start governing yourself, to govern your own actions, to start living in creation mode rather than in reaction mode. So I hope this was helpful to you today. I'm very tired of hearing stories about, yeah, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it to make other people happy. Please don't tell that story anymore. For your sake, not for mine. Like, do it for yourself. Start tuning in to your own inner guidance. And do yourself a solid and start respecting your own choices. respecting your own inner guidance, respecting the song of your soul. Because the world needs you singing the song of your soul. It's unique. You are unique in all of creation. There's only one you. Be you. Stand in your power. Your power is your love and your light. And it comes from your own inner knowing, the direct connection to your own divinity, to God's source itself. All the answers are right inside. Listen to them, follow them, no matter how uncomfortable it might be in the moment. You will never regret following your own intuition. Hope this was helpful. I'm Lisa Warner. I'm the author of this book, The Simplicity of Self-Healing, which is now in its 10th anniversary edition, an international bestseller. It's written from my heart and from my own experience. There's no theory, no philosophy. It is pure experience and knowing. So if you need some assistance, this is a great place to start. If you want to start standing in your own power, check it out. Okay, if there's anything else I can do to help you out, please check the show notes. All my links will be in there. You can find me at connectingyoutoyou.com. Thanks so much for joining me today. Until next time, create for yourselves a great day because you can. Bye for now.